CBS News. The gas bubble is dissipating at the Harrisburg nuclear site. This is Reed Collins reporting on the CBS Radio Network. It is showing dramatic decreases in size. That phrase from a federal nuclear official gave Pennsylvanians a lift today. The hydrogen bubble, which had interfered with the efforts to cool down the nuclear reactor, has diminished and temperatures near the core are reported reducing. Energy Chief James Schlesinger was asked about the situation following some testimony today on Capitol Hill. Nelson Benton has the story.
Energy Secretary Schlesinger rejected as premature demands by some that nuclear reactors similar in design to the one at 3 Mile Island be shut down for technical study. Schlesinger spoke with reporters at the Capitol about the Pennsylvania nuclear accident.
The problem at the moment seems to be on its way to resolution. The core is cooling. The gas bubble is being reduced. I think that all of us should withhold judgment until we have had the opportunity to look at this incident in the light of total experience.
Schlesinger said he expects President Carter to disclose new administration energy policies this week, possibly in a nationally broadcast address. Nelson Benton, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
News continues after this.
Denture wearers, if you're tired of switching from paste to powders and back again, try something different. Ezo denture cushions. Unlike pastes and powders, Ezo cushions are a soft, pliable, all-natural product that form a cushion between gums and dentures. They don't dissolve like pastes or powders, so they hold all day without afternoon slippage. And Ezo denture cushions leave no bad taste or odor. For temporary relief until you see your dentist, try Ezo denture cushions. That's Ezo, E-Z-O.
When you have a lot of surfaces to clean, grab your partner, Fantastic, the multi-surface spray cleaner. It cleans fiberglass, stainless steel, porcelain, plastic, enamel, vinyl, chrome. Fantastic spray cleaner. Clean surface after surface.
Republican efforts to cool down federal spending collapsed today in the House of Representatives. Treasury Secretary Blumenthal wrote a letter to the House Speaker warning that some $8 billion worth of Social Security checks already in the mail would bounce unless Congress approved a new and higher debt ceiling and did it right away. Treasury sources also were saying that Blumenthal had ordered a halt to the mailing of the income tax refund checks. The House, faced with the possibility of a mini default by Uncle Sam, quickly abandoned the argument over balanced budgets and sent the ceiling raiser to the president's desk. With the Teamsters and the truckers at odds, thousands of auto workers are being put on short shift. At GM and Ford plants, an estimated 48,000 assembly line workers were sent home early today. The truckers began shutting down when the Teamsters announced they would strike the firms selectively. Fire destroyed a boarding house in Farmington, Missouri today, and authorities say at least 25 people were killed. The dead included some elderly and some mental outpatients from a nearby state hospital. A fire official says the roof of the place collapsed, trapping many of those in their night clothes. 9 persons had died in a boarding house fire in Connellsville, Pennsylvania, and most of these victims were elderly. Several persons, 4 of them policemen, were in intensive care in Dayton, Ohio today after a prisoner in the jail set fire to a padded cell, padded with a plastic-coated material that filled the place with smoke. Tanzanian planes bombed Ugandan targets again today, and reportedly they hit the industrial city of Jinja, causing panic there. Reports from the area say President Amin entered Jinja shortly after the bombing, calmed the residents down, and declared that that would be the place for his last stand. More news in a minute.
I'm confused. What do doctors recommend for pain today?
Doctors' number one choice is the pain reliever in Anacin.
Doctor's number one choice?
A recent report shows the ingredient in Anacin was recommended 5 million times last year for pain of headache, backache, minor arthritis, and muscle aches. Anacin is strong, a combination of medical ingredients free of stomach upset for millions.
So the ingredient in Anacin is the doctor's choice.
Doctor's number one choice. Get Anacin. Use only as directed.
Boy, I love beef ravioli. Chef Boyardee beef ravioli.
It's a real Italian meal with taste appeal for all your family. Boyardee.
Why do I love it? Because my whole family loves Chef Boyardee beef ravioli, delicious meat-filled macaroni pies, smothered in a rich tomato sauce. It's still less than 35 cents a serving when I buy a large-size can from Chef Boyardee.
Boyardee.
Oh, boy!
On Wall Street now, the Dow Industrial Average is down 7.54, the volume 24.5 million shares. Atlantis, the lost city, has been found once again. A Russian scientist says it's right where Plato said it was, west of Gibraltar, out on the Atlantic Ocean. There are flat-topped mountains 300 to 600 feet below the surface. This according to the professor Aksionov, and among them are ruins which he claims a Soviet research vessel has taken pictures of. The professor is writing in a Russian magazine. He himself now said to be out on the scene west of Gibraltar, exploring what he says could be Atlantis. Reed Collins, CBS News.
Presents... Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Welcome to the world of tomorrow. I caution you, though, that because man is the creature he is, whether he is placed or misplaced in the centuries past, present or future, is no assurance he gets smarter or better. The fact that our story takes place upon some man-inhabited planet is no guarantee of brotherly love or peace. In fact, though his planetary address may have changed, man has not. So, beware.
Victor, how long are we going on like this?
What are you talking about?
You have shut yourself up in that laboratory. You've given up all your other patients.
That's my business, isn't it?
It's no life for me, Victor. We're never together anymore. All I do is bring you pounds and pounds of baby food 3 times a day. We could feed an entire nursery on that amount. I want to know, what have you got in that laboratory?
Our mystery drama, The Permanent Man, adapted from a tale by William Morrow, especially for Mystery Theater by Gerald Keane, stars Robert Dryden. It is sponsored in part by Contact, the 12-hour cold capsule. I'll be back shortly with Act 1.
At the drugstore, they told me there's a powerful anti-itch drug I can buy without a doctor's prescription. Now I use Bicozine cream as directed. No more burning, embarrassing itching. No more scratching. Bicozine actually speeds healing. Bicozine cream. What a relief.
Now you can soften hard, calloused skin without painful cutting or scraping. Apply stainless Dermasoft cream to your feet as directed. Insist on Dermasoft cream. Join the fun at Olympic Adventure, the world's largest amusement park. Put the kids on the world's biggest Ferris wheel.
Read Amusement Park, the novel that takes you into the beds and boardrooms of those men and women whose manipulations turn a day's fun into a nightmare of death. Read Amusement Park by Robert Stewart Nathan and get set for the ride of your life. Amusement Park, now in paperback from Fawcett.
Take a walk down the long aisles of the huge Applejack store out west. It's mind-boggling and eye-goggling to see section after section of wines from every point on the globe. Nowhere, and really nowhere in the Rocky Mountain area, will you find the selection offered at Applejack. And this week, Applejack Liquors will receive the largest single shipment of wine from any vineyard in the world to any single retailer, 5 semi-truckloads. These are famous Sebastiani wines, on sale this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and only a volume buy of this magnitude can offer you such a large savings. Check Thursday's Rocky Mountain News or Denver Post for a list of varieties and prices. Then put a bottle of California history on your Easter dinner table with Sebastiani from Applejack, a veritable supermarket of palate-teasing potions. Out west at 32nd and Youngfield, just off I-70 at exit 264. The special Sebastiani sale ends Saturday.
the lunar year 2120 in a small colony of men living on Neptune. As everyone knows, oxygenated life on Neptune is only possible inside a geodesic dome. And indeed, that was preferable to those early days when Dr. Vigo first arrived and all the dome plates were not yet in place, and everyone had to wear spacesuits carrying their own life support systems. Doc Vigo had arrived on a shuttle in 2099, and let me tell you, the Neptunians were glad to see him. In fact, they had built him his own dwelling right near the spaceport, where everybody and anybody with stellar ills could get to see him.
Next.
Are you the security police?
That's what the sign says. Your papers, please. All in order. You're on the 0300 to Venus?
Yes, sir.
Have you had clearance from Dr. Vigo?
Clearance?
Health check. What did you say your name was?
Oh, it's Tech. T-E-C-H.
I don't see a doctor's check-off here.
Well, I have the district overchief's signature. Isn't that enough?
Oh, yes, so you have. I didn't turn the page. Your flight leaves at 0300. Here's that manifest. 25 males, 25 females. You know, this is a space probe for the genetic thin air colony.
Probe? Well, the overchief told me the dome was in place. You're ready for colonization.
Oh, have a good trip.
Well, excuse me, I just thought of something.
What's your problem, Tech?
This, Dr. Vigo, I've never met him. Does he live far?
Check the sentry outside. He'll direct you.
Who is it?
My name is Tech.
Face the lens. Don't turn away.
I'd like to see Dr. Vigo.
What about? You don't look sick?
Well, it's a little hard to explain being outside and talking into a camera lens in the door.
I can't take any more charity patients this month.
Well, I'm not asking for charity. I have 300 credits in my account.
Well, why didn't you say so? Just a minute. I'm Vigo. Did you say 300 credits?
Yes, sir.
A young man like you? Why, even on Earth, I could only earn 20 credits a year, and I'm a specialist in nuclear medicine.
Well, it's 300 credits. I inherited them.
Well, just don't stand there. Come in. Follow me into the laboratory. My wife's taking a nap in the consulting room, and I don't wish to disturb her. You first. Turn sharp left here. It's tricky, huh? Now, right. Now, hold it. Press that red button to the right of the steel door.
Well, doctor, it's your house. Why don't you press the button?
Because when a patient comes to see me, I stand behind him. I don't know you. You first. Press the button firmly. Go to that chair you see facing the marble desk and sit down. Right. Hey, excuse me while I take a look at this scope.
What is it?
It's an adaptation of the heat-seek installations.
Well, what does it show you?
That you're not armed.
Doctor, don't you trust me?
On Neptune, I don't trust anybody. Well, you're clear. So suppose we find out what's troubling you.
Doctor, I'm 25 years old. I was born on Neptune, and I shall die on Neptune.
No doubt. Unless you'd like to get into the Mars or Venus colonizations. The dying here is more civilized, I'm told.
You're joking with me, but I'm serious. I don't think I have long to live.
What did you say your name was?
Tech.
I'll tell you something, Tech. 75% of my patients also believe death is around the corner. My own wife, same thing. It's due to the rationing of oxygen inside the dome. It's affected many people here. But you've got to fight it. Things will get better. You'll adapt. Already they've clamped down on immigration, so there'll be more oxygen for those of us who live here. I can give you some medication to heighten your awareness and desire to go on from day to day.
But I don't want that, Doctor.
You wish to die?
We're all going to, isn't that so? Someday. So, I've decided the most rational thing to do is to give my body to science.
When did you decide that?
Oh, I've had it in my mind for some time. It's not a hasty thought.
It's a noble thought, Take. Well, if you just fill out this form and have it notarized and put through the interstellar biorecording channels, when I get it back cleared, I'll put it in the files. When your time comes, it's all automatic. Science will get your corpus.
But you don't understand, Doctor. I wish to donate my body to science now.
You wish me to kill you?
Yes.
I have no patience for that nonsense. If you're serious and wish to do away with yourself, go do it by yourself. Put on a suit, head for the airlock, leave the dome, open the suit, and let the atmosphere squash you flat. Now, will you please go?
I didn't mean to make you angry, Doctor.
You've taken up enough of my time and insulted me to boot. If you please, the way out is the way you came in.
Dr. Vigo, don't dismiss me until you've had a chance to hear me out. Now, isn't it more valuable for medical research to have a healthy young specimen for examination and teaching than a decayed, aged corpse?
Tech, you're simply foolish. You think you're in trouble. Life has no meaning. I don't want to know what it is.
Well, Doctor, wouldn't my body, dead or alive, help blaze a trail?
Did you say dead or alive?
Oh, why not? A human guinea pig.
You're insane. You better surrender yourself to the authorities and be sent to an asylum for treatment.
Doctor, I've heard about you. You think I came to you by accident? I could have taken the shuttle to Johns Hopkins or the Lennon Institute and made them the same offer.
No, I didn't, you.
If I'm handing over my body for research, I want it to be new research. New trails, as you put it. Not some tired old experiments on DNA or longevity or prenatal determination. I know you've been doing analysis and verification on humans. Well, experiment on me. But why does your conscience bother you now?
That's a good question, Tech. I've never denied there's some research which can only be conducted while the subject remains alive and conscious.
But that's not what I want. You can keep my heart beating or my organs functioning. If I say yes, that's up to you. But I will only hand over what is mine to give. My mind, if you can guarantee I will no longer be able to think or to remember. No thinking. No memory.
What is it you wish to forget?
There's nothing on Neptune I wish to remember. You see, all my life, I wanted to be a priest, to devote myself to God's work, and that's been denied me. I was born at the wrong time, too late. 900 years ago, I might have joined the Crusades. I was born into this world of scientific know-how. No room for the spirit, no room for miracles or devotion to a deity. So, I hope that if my brain no longer has to deal with insignificant man, perhaps God will rescue me and take me to a world no rocket can reach. Doctor, I'm willing to take that chance.
Does anyone know you came here?
No, Doctor.
You swear it?
Yes.
But your prolonged absence will cause alarm and lead to a search for you.
I've provided against that.
Oh? How?
I signed up for the new genetic thin air colony. You see, they don't check you off when you enter the space cruiser. I've already been cleared.
Oh, there's the cruiser.
Was it 0300?
Yes, it is.
Well, there's your answer. Whoever I know thinks I'm on it.
This is one of the disadvantages of living so close to the spaceport. But my wife and I weren't about to look a gift house in the mouth. So, no one knows you're still here on Neptune, eh? Who is going?
25 females, 25 males. Now there'll be one short.
Where did you say they were headed for?
Well, Venus, where else? I shan't be missed there. Or here.
Tell me, how is your heart? No, don't tell me. You wouldn't know. Lie down on that couch and we'll soon find out. Give me your wrist.
Are you taking my pulse?
Be quiet. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Fine. 85. Quite good.
How did you figure that?
Count for 6 seconds and multiply by 10. Good, strong pulse. Have you ever had any heart irregularities?
Well, none that I know of. But I don't understand the question. I mean, if you're going...
I don't wish to inflict any unnecessary pain. Now, Ted, before I begin, think again. Coldly, calmly, dispassionately. You have absolutely no desire to change your mind?
None whatsoever. What's that liquid you're pouring in that glass?
The first liquid you must drink. Take. You've asked me to rid your mind of its present state. You've told me if it means death, you don't care. But you won't die. I can promise you that. Right, here. Drink it down.
Thank you. What if I swallow that? How long will it take to have an effect?
10 minutes.
You have reached down from your seat with the gods, Doctor, and have lifted me up to glorious peace and rest.
Close your eyes, young man.
If you only knew how I have prayed for this moment.
But I'm not offering you death, you know that.
You are giving me the end of this mechanized horror we call the 21st century.
No, I'm not promising you that either. The facts of life on Neptune won't change, only your awareness.
Yes, to stop knowing, being aware.
Tech, your body now belongs to science.
Doctor, what can you tell? What shall I be used for?
You will be the first human ever to undergo a brain transplant.
Life-taking or life-giving. Hippocrates, the first doctor who wrote the code for medical practice in 400 BC, also wrote, "From the brain, and from the brain only, arise our pleasures, joys, laughter, and jests, as well as our sorrows, pains, griefs, and tears." Tech, the 25-year-old 21st century man, can no longer burden his brain with struggles and unhappiness, and soon shall know them no more. I shall be back shortly with Act 2.
Take your contact, take it now. Give your code to contact.
I'm going to change your mind about nighttime cold medicine. You see, of all major medicines, only one works up to 12 hours against the cloggy virus symptoms that keep you awake. Only Contact. One capsule's relief stays with you all through a long night's sleep, no matter what cold virus attacks. Only Contact.
Give your code to Contact.
Take only as directed.
Fellow Americans, if you're still shopping here and there and everywhere for shoes, hold it right where you are. Put your feet together, stop running around. Just step around a Kinney and you'll cover the ground. Anywhere you want to go, head your feet in our direction. Kinney's got an Oracle. Wow, what a store. What a great American shoe store.
If I want to make sure I buy the right thing, that I look at a magazine. I look at the consumer magazine.
I do a lot of price comparing before I buy.
Well, if I'm thinking of buying a certain refrigerator or air conditioner, I ask around. I see what experiences people I know have had with that manufacturer.
I found it best to check with my friends who have the product I want to buy.
When I have to make a decision between two items, I just toss a coin.
I just let my wife decide.
I always buy things on Wednesday. I think that's my lucky day.
People have lots of ways to buy things. Some are good, and some are not so good. But one way that really helps is to read and compare warranties, just as you would price or quality. The law says on purchases of $15 or more, warranties must be available for you to see before you buy. You'll find that some are full and some are limited, so compare. A tip from the Federal Trade Commission. It's good to read warranties before you buy. And don't be bashful, because it's your money.
We are revealing life in the year 2120 under a crystal plexiglass dome rising 700 feet at its peak. Outside, on this inhospitable planet Neptune, it is cold and nitrogen-laden. Inside the dome city, there is warm and breathable air. A city of buildings, of young people, and of dreams, like those of Tech, the young man in Dr. Vigo's laboratory, relinquishing his tomorrows.
Delicious. I feel it going. Doctor.
Reflexes weakening.
Doctor.
Eyesight going. Can you feel my hand on your arm, Tech? I'm gripping your arm tightly.
Feel?
Numb. Extremities are numb.
Doctor.
Past hearing. Can you hear me snapping my fingers at your ear? Tech, can you? Hearing's gone.
Dripping.
Victor, are you in there?
Oh, go away.
Victor, I must have fallen asleep in the consulting room. Are you in there?
Well, of course I'm in here. I'm busy.
Victor, please come out. I'm worried.
What is it, Vivian?
Victor, don't make me stand out here in the hall. Let me come in and sit down. I'm so tired.
Now, you know no one is admitted into my laboratory.
Why am I always so tired?
Because you haven't adapted. Because you don't do the prescribed exercises. You don't do one thing to help strengthen your lungs.
Don't be angry, Victor, please.
Fine example you set, the wife of the doctor. I keep making excuses for you all the time. Now go away and let me get back to work.
Victor, I had this terrible dream. I woke up with this ominous dread. Did someone come in?
Someone? In here, in the house?
Could it have been my dream? But I heard...
What did you hear?
I thought I heard someone in the house just now. I don't know. I was sure I heard footsteps. Walking up the stairs. 2 people. Yourself and someone else.
Vivian, I'm shutting this door. I do not wish to be disturbed. If the security people call and they need me, tell them not today. I can't see anyone today. I don't care how many space travelers need health clearances. Understand?
Oh, yes, dear.
You'd better go to bed. You're dead on your feet.
You're waiting to see me, Mrs. Vigo?
Yes, sir. Are you the security police for this district?
Yes. What's on your mind?
May I talk to you privately? This is a little difficult for me, and I...
All right, Mrs. Vigo. This way to my office. please do seat yourself. Does, Dr. Vigo know you're here?
That's just the point, sir. He doesn't.
Oh?
Can I ask you, sir, what I'm going to tell you, that you'll keep it confidential?
You have my word.
If the doctor ever found out that I've come here to the security police, I mean, his own wife...
You have my word, Mrs. Vigo. But why? I don't understand.
I suppose I ought to know better, to trust what he does completely, but what's been going on in our house for weeks now, in his laboratory, it's so horrible. I'm afraid to live under the same roof any longer.
Vivian, where's our dinner? I mean, my dinner.
I'm coming. The steps get harder every day.
Just hand me the tray as you always do.
Here. Oh, so much food I could barely carry it. But nothing spilled.
Thank you. Breakfast at the usual time. Good night.
Victor?
Yes? Now what is it?
Victor, how long are we going to go on like this?
What are you talking about?
You have shut yourself up in there for 2 months now. You've given up all your other patients. You don't give health clearances anymore.
That's my business, isn't it?
Victor, it's no life. It's certainly no life for me. You've moved into the laboratory. We're never together. I've never seen so much food as I bring up here every day. Baby food. Nothing but baby food and sandwiches for you. We could feed a whole nursery of babies on what I carry up here.
Are you quite finished with your complaints? Don't you think my animals eat? That's what experimental surgery is all about. You've got to keep them fed and healthy.
But I never hear them bark anymore. Victor, there's something going on in there. And I wish you'd level with me.
There's nothing going on in my laboratory. So go away. And the next time I ring the bell, I'll expect all the food that's ordered. Good night. Here we are, my dear Tech. Spinach and carrots and... No, let's see what's in this dish. Oh, you'll like this. Oh, nice hot sweet potatoes all mashed up so they'll go down easily. Oh, my dear Tech, I know it's annoying for you to be tied down so, but it's for both our sakes. I'll have to tie down your arms if you carry on like that. Now put them down at your sides. There's a good boy. Now, we'll just open up this nutrition hatch in your neck. And there goes your food. Good, isn't it? The beginning of the 4th month, and I'm very pleased with Tech. Where I failed with removing the cerebrum from the dogs, I have succeeded with the human. The dogs became idiotic, but retained their physical senses to some degree. But with Tech, an opportunity of a lifetime, and I have succeeded.
An opportunity of a lifetime, and I have succeeded. Miss Vigo, you say these are your husband's actual notes?
Yes, they are, sir. He had to go out in a hurry this morning, and he didn't lock the door to his office. If it weren't that I was so frightened, I wouldn't have brought them here.
Well, where did the doctor have to go this morning?
There was a call coming in from Calypso 6. He said he wouldn't be back for a few hours. Please, can you read it and tell me what it means?
Well, I'll try. In the cerebrum, the intellect and the affections. In the cerebellum, the senses and the motor forces. In the medulla oblongata, control of the diaphragm. Oh, Mrs. Vigo, this is all very technical medical stuff. It certainly doesn't appear to me that anything strange is going on. May I suggest You go home, put your husband's notes back where you found them, and forget all about this.
He's had a big steel door put in outside the laboratory. The windows where the dogs were kept are all boarded up, and I don't hear them bark anymore. Something he doesn't want me to know about is going on.
Oh, I don't doubt it, Mrs. Vigo. Washington wouldn't be calling him on Calypso 6 if his work was to be general knowledge. But, excuse me. Yes, hello, District Chief George speaking.
District Chief, this is Dr. Vigo.
Yes, just a moment. It's your husband, Mrs. Vigo.
How did he know I was here? What can I do?
No, calm yourself. He doesn't know you're here. He won't see on the picture phone. I won't switch on the resistant lens. Now, sit quietly. Yes, Dr. Vigo.
Are we alone?
Well, if you mean just you and I talking, why, yes.
Has there been any report into your district office in the past hour about my wife?
Your wife, Dr. Vigo? Why should there be?
I'm at the Earth Consuls. I've been here all morning. We're waiting for a call through on Calypso 6. I've activated the receivers at my house, but there's no answer.
Was that so unusual, Doctor? Couldn't your wife have just gone out?
That's just the point. She never goes out.
Oh, no, we haven't had any report on her.
Well, the reason I was so concerned about my wife is that, I fear she is losing her reason. She imagines things. And I wouldn't want her wandering about the colony, you understand? She might do herself some damage.
In an age of space and space travel, of planets connected by jet shuttles and interplanetary ferries, there comes a point where mechanisms are shut down and man prevails. Life, as we are picturing it, may one day exist in the remote regions of distant galaxies, yet the human element will always remain. Man is man, with the same wisdom and the same failings, telling the same truths and the same lies. I shall return shortly with Act 3.
I like pickles, but they don't like me.
Send your stomach some Digel.
I like pizza, but it doesn't like me.
Send your stomach some Digel.
Digel's special combination of antacid and anti-gas ingredients gives you fast, gentle relief from acid indigestion, heartburn, and gas in just minutes.
I like hot dogs, but they don't like me.
Send your stomach some Digel.
For occasional use only as directed.
Join the fun at Olympic Adventure, the world's largest amusement park. Put the kids on the world's biggest Ferris wheel.
Read Amusement Park, the novel that takes you into the beds and boardrooms of those men and women whose manipulations turn a day's fun into a nightmare of death. Read Amusement Park by Robert Stewart Nathan and get set for the ride of your life. Amusement Park, now in paperback from Fawcett.
You've changed, Bernard. You're not the man I married.
What do you mean, Francine?
Remember the way you were, vulnerable. You made mistakes. But now look, you're confident. Everything you do turns out right. It's that book you sent away for.
It's just a catalog from the Consumer Information Center. It lists more than 200 federal publications you can send for on building, fixing, eating.
Buying, selling, working, playing, living.
And more than half of them are free. Yes, Francine, the man you married is gone for good.
All right, Bernard. But would you make just one more mistake for old time's sake?
All right. For you, I'll just replace that window glass like I used to. Whatever you do, learn to do it better. Send for your free catalog. Just write Consumer Catalog, Pueblo, Colorado, 81009. Francine, send for their publication on First Aid.
What was that address?
Pueblo, Colorado, 81009.
What a strange society it is. This colony on the planet Neptune, bounded by plexiglass. Half a globe encasing 10 round miles. Picture it. The tallest structure, On an airstrip outside the sphere, a tail-standing spaceship, 300 feet high, dwarfing humans around it. And there are always humans, always a finger to activate a solenoid, a voice to activate a switch, an eye to read a scope, if they remain sane enough.
I heard what my husband said, but I don't think you believe him either. He said he doubted my sanity.
Well, now, he didn't put it quite that way.
Don't you see why he said it? Just in case I might be telling people what I know about his work as I'm telling you.
Now, these papers you took this morning from your husband's laboratory, is he going to miss them?
I hope not.
And you're quite convinced Dr. Vigo is no longer confining himself to experiment with animals, that somehow he has, let's call it a human guinea pig?
I don't know if it's human. It eats and eats. It makes terrifying noises.
But he won't let you see what he's doing.
Oh, no. My husband gets very angry when I bring up the food trays if I stand in the door too long.
Mm-hmm. And he just said, well, you heard him, that you are imagining things, Mrs. Vigo.
Vivian, where are you? Vivian, I'm back.
Oh, look at the time, 6 o'clock. Where is she? I better hustle up some food for Tech, or I'm in deep trouble. What's in this pot on the stove? Looks like some sort of cereal. Oatmeal, maybe. Well, Tech, it's oatmeal for your supper, old boy. Don't blame me. Which burner is it? She's back. Stupid, forgot her key. Coming!
Dr. Vigo?
Who are you?
Oh, we spoke a few hours ago, District Chief George.
Oh, yes. Come on in. I thought you were my wife.
Well, it's about your wife I've come to see you, Doctor. You know, part of my job is to smooth troubled waters, especially if they concern our important colonists.
You found her?
Yes. As a matter of fact, we're holding her right now.
Yeah, but I need her here. I'd better get her. No, I can't leave right now. Would you please bring her along?
Doctor, we're inclined to agree with you. Your wife does talk a little irrationally.
Yes, I know that. I told you that. But right now, I need her here.
Well, I was going to recommend... does Mrs. Vigo have any relatives on Earth?
You mean still alive? I don't know. I think so.
Well, I was going to recommend... Dr. Vigo, do you smell something burning?
Great galaxies, it's the oatmeal. Tech, I want you to know that I'm very pleased with your progress. You're becoming stronger every day without the encumbrance of a mind. It's the mind that defeats man. Oh, you agree. I admit I haven't done a perfect job on you. The nutrition hatch is imperfect. I know you're getting air into your stomach, and that causes discomfort. I'm going to replace it with some kind of valve. But the silver vent pipe to your lungs works fine. And you're getting to make intelligible words by breathing air through it. Now just try to speak more clearly. More clearly. Understand, Tech? Excellent. I knew you'd master speaking. Purely a matter of sound vibrations and resonance. That metal plate on your chest is your ears. A diaphragm which vibrates to all sounds, voices included. You're still hungry? I've given you plenty to eat. No more until morning. Hey, what are you doing? Ted,
Let go of me. Put your arms down, you big ox. Let go of me. You're squeezing the breath out of me. Stop.
Victor? Victor, where are you? The lights all switched off in the front hall. Oh, that's better. Why is the house so dark? Victor? Are you upstairs? It's probably in the laboratory with all the doors closed. Victor! I'm coming up. Victor? Is that you on the landing? Victor, what is it? Why are you lying there? What happened to you? Oh, my poor darling. How do you feel now?
I'm all right. I must have fainted or something.
You're overworking, that's why.
Vivian, will you promise me something?
Anything. Oh, Victor. Do you realize this is the first conversation you and I have had together in months? It wasn't about bringing food to the laboratory.
And you won't tell a soul until I'm ready?
I promise.
What time is it?
Midnight.
I think he's asleep by now. I'm going to show you something, Vivian.
What is it? It's so dark in here, I can't see anything.
No. I don't want to turn on the lights. He's very susceptible to radiation changes, and even the low level of amperage into a lamp would disturb him.
Him?
Try and adjust your eyes to the dark.
What is it? Is it alive?
Very much so.
I see it. No, it isn't. A giant. He's sitting in a huge chair, covered in a blanket.
I had the chair specially made. It's iron and bolted to the floor.
Does he... I don't see... Is his head bent over?
He has no head. Not the kind that you would recognize.
But why, Victor? Why?
It is the human mind that controls the body. The aging process, the survival process. I have done away with those limitations. I've done a transplant.
But what have you put where the head is?
Vivian, come closer. Now, can you see what I've done?
Oh, the poor creature. But why? Why? What's the good of it?
Tech is twice the size of an ordinary man. You are looking at a boon to mankind.
But that thing up there where his neck was...
Hair, ears, cheeks, nose, mouth, they're all useless appendages. They stop up, they sag, they interfere. Hearing and sight are not necessary. Tech can tell everything, respond, and obey by reacting to vibrations. He can be ordered. He will fulfill. Now, he won't hurt you, Vivian. In fact, I think he likes you.
He's so enormous. It's so frightening.
He won't wait now. He keeps eating and growing, and he needs his sleep. I'm going to light this kerosene lamp. Electrical current wakes him, but fire does not. Now, I'm holding it high. Hear that? Can you hear him?
What is he doing?
Breathing through a tube. Now you can see his head plainly.
No, a round metal ball on top of his shoulders. And that's all?
My research and discovery. The silver tube on his right is what he's breathing through. And here, on the left, the nutrition hatch leading to his stomach.
Those gigantic arms and fingers. Was he a real person once?
He was Tech. A young man who came to see me 6 months ago, unable to bear his thoughts, unable to live in a scientific world.
Victor, let me go now. I can't bear to look at him anymore. What use is such a monster?
Didn't I tell you, Vivian? Tech, my own Tech. If he is housed and fed, he could live forever. Six months. Tech has an insatiable hunger. He can no longer stand erect in the laboratory, but must hunch over. 11 feet high, 5 feet across. A living machine. I don't know how to stop the growing process. If I cut down on his food, he rampages around and is almost uncontrollable. Tomorrow, I shall put in a code call to Washington on Calypso 6 to tell them that I have created the permanent man.
Victor?
Yes, it's me. I'm just leaving for the Earth Council.
Victor, I don't want to stay in the house alone with it. Let me come with you.
You can't. If something should happen, someone has to give the alarm. But besides, you have nothing to fear from Tech. Tech reacts through vibrations. All these months, as he has been growing, it's you who have brought him his trays of food. He cares for you.
Oh, don't say it.
I swear to you, he would never, never hurt you.
All right. Before you go out, Victor, take me up to the laboratory. I want to see for myself.
Good morning, Tech. I've brought you Vivian.
Good morning.
His talking is getting so much better. How are you this morning, Tech?
Nice, Vivian. Lady. Good.
Go on over to him.
Hello, Tech. Good Tech.
Mm-hmm.
He's putting his arms around me. It's like being folded into a rug.
Yeah, I told you he wouldn't hurt you.
He is very gentle, sort of cuddling me.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he pointing to his head sphere?
Trying to tell us something. Yes, Vivian has a head and you have a head. Now put your hands down.
Goodbye, Tech. I'll visit you again.
You head piece by head good. You too.
I think he wants me to have a head like his. That's what he's trying to tell us.
Yes. Why, yes. That never occurred to me. He's very fond of you, dear.
Victor, why are you locking the door?
Sit down, my dear, and let's talk.
The space age of Horizons Unlimited began over 20 years ago in October 1957, when the Russian Sputnik orbited the Earth. Since then, landing on the moon and probes into infinite space, life on Neptune is no more improbable than the predicted landings on Mars and Venus. but always by man, bringing with him ambition and failure. I shall return in a moment.
I'm Susan Anton, and there is a better way to sleep. The perfect sleeper. It's a good feeling to sleep the night away on a perfect sleeper. Be a perfect sleeper. Buy a perfect sleeper, perfect sleeper. From this, it feels good. Every perfect sleeper has it, from the signature one to the fabulous Avanti with pillow soft top. Choose from a full range of comfort and firmness combinations and enjoy firm, deep support for your back and luxurious comfort on top for you. Be a perfect sleeper. Buy a perfect sleeper, perfect sleeper. Be a perfect sleeper. Buy a perfect sleeper, perfect sleeper.
Hey, I got something for you.
What is it?
Ask me what it is.
Haven't got time. I got to get over to Goodyear.
Oh, well, that's what I wanted to tell you about.
Worn-out tires won't wait, and Goodyear's having a special tire sale.
Yeah, you know that Goodyear's America's best-selling tire? And it's on sale right now at your Goodyear store. Oh, you know that.
Yeah, I got to get over there. I haven't seen a sale like this since the tall ship sailed into New York City.
What does that mean?
It's April Auto Fest time. This week only, save from 15 to 20% on American Eagle Radial's Goodyear smooth-riding flex-stem belted tires. See your Goodyear retailer now.
Maxwell House is coffee you can count on. Maxwell House, good to the last drop. Maxwell House is
good morning.
Maxwell House is
Good company.
good to the last drop. Maxwell House.
Maxwell House, coffee you can count on. Always smells good. Always tastes good. Always good to the last drop.
Maxwell House is
Good coffee.
good to the last drop. Maxwell House.
The line separating fantasy from fact becomes thinner and shorter with every passing year. Man is constantly chinning himself on his own dreams, trying to outdo himself, avoiding death, seeking permanence. What he will do in the worlds beyond is beyond imagining. In the meantime, we of Mystery Theater will try to guess. Our cast included Robert Dryden, Terry Keane, and Russell Horton. The entire production was under the direction of Himan Brown. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
This is the voice of the Rocky Mountain West. Radio 85, KOA Denver.